feel good. I knew that I would now. Ow! I feel good. Hey, I knew that I would now. So good, so good. That I got you, and I feel nice. I circle with spires. I feel nice. Hey, I circle with spires, baby. So nice, so nice. That I got you, Terry.
Hi, my name's Marianne McDaniel, and I wanted to welcome you all to the 26th annual Celebrate Balboa Island Parade. We have over 100 floats. We have at least 20 bands and a group of wonderful people here. We've been, like I said, we've been doing this for 26 years, and the people that are involved work so hard on it, and we go down Marine Avenue to the fire station. And the fire station opening was the first time we had the parade 26 years ago. It's a very patriotic parade, as you can tell by looking behind me, and we just enjoy every part of it. So hope you get to join us. It's always the first weekend in June, and like I say, 26 years, come out to see us. Let me point out that this is the biggest parade with over 100 participants that only goes 2 blocks. And the first year when we had the Marine Corps, the sergeant called me and said, now we're marching 2 miles? And I said, no, you're marching 2 blocks, but we have coffee for you. Thanks.
Your name is Marcus! That's cute. Welcome to the 26th annual Balboa Island Parade. This is a fantastic, fun community event. They're all lining up the cars now. All council members, all 7 of us, are invited to ride in a classic car. It is such fun. We thank the Balboa Island Improvement Association for organizing this for the 26th time. Look at all the people out here doing a great job getting us all organized. I hope all of you listening can come down to the parade. It starts at 11 o'clock. It's just a fun, fun day for all of Newport Beach, and Balboa Island comes out in its glory. So please come see us and have a great day today.
I'd like to introduce you to Jack Sparrow, who's joining us in the parade this year with our theme of pirates. Do you want to say a few words, Jack?
Yes. Actually, love, it's Captain Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's a common mistake. We are here. We will be live at the 26th annual Balboa Day Parade, our treasured island theme. Come see me and all these wonderful people. You're bound to have a good time, that's I guaranteed. If not, the rum is on me, eh? Cheers.
Hi, folks. This is Earl McDaniel and Lloyd Eichart. We are the Keystone Cops. We've been here for all of the 26 events for the Balboa Parade. We would like to welcome you and hope you come down and see us. We got one more of us that can't be here, which is Steve Bromberg. This is a wonderful parade. We've done it for so many times now, and we just really enjoy to have you come down and see us.
It's a great event for the community, and it's always well attended and well done. So we'd love to have you come down and visit.
My name is Mitch Morrison. I'm happy to be here as the sheriff of the parade. I'm excited about this great day we're going to have, here on Balboa Island and Newport Beach. I'm the founder of America's Right and World Trade Center Miracles Foundation. Happy to be here celebrating the 26th Annual Balboa Parade, representing Never Forget for the victims of 9/11.
We have over 100 entries in today's parade, and it's Pirates Day. Everybody's dressed up, and we're going to have a wonderful time. So sit back, enjoy, and have a great time today with the Balboa Island Parade. I can't believe it, but Marianne, it looks like Captain Jack Sparrow is coming down the street.
Yes, that's Captain Jack Sparrow, and the man accompanying him, you may remember as Coconuts.
Oh, yes, Jack.
But this year,
Our own Jack Callahan is now a pirate. Take a look there. But Jack Sparrow is with us all the way from the Caribbean.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, an island life for me. Well, take us around Marine Avenue and have a frozen banana. It's off on by the village and hear a great song of Yo-ho, yo-ho, an island life for me. Yo-ho, yo-ho, an island life for me. Let's catch a ferry from Peninsula and stop with 501 to take a walk down South Bay Road to see the Bear House for fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, our color guard right here from Post 291. I believe I have that correct.
Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Beautiful. Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much for that.
Let the parade begin.
Oh, thank you.
While the stormy cloud gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer.
These are the most beautiful children in the world. They're our Balboa Island children. And they've decorated their little carts and they're just having a wonderful time. We're so glad to have them.
And guide her through the night with a light from the mountains to the valleys to the prayer room, worn with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
You know, Marianne, I wanted to also thank our veterans and especially the American Legion Post 291 that did our color guard this morning. We really appreciated that a lot.
We had a member of our committee who worked on the parade committee for many years, and she was Balboa Island resident for over 25 years, and we lost her this year. So we dedicated the parade in lieu of having a volunteer of the year.
We want to thank Johnny Depp for coming and appearing
That's
live
right.
and in person this morning. Thank you, Johnny, for being with us on this, as you all know, the largest two-block parade in the world. Really, this is the greatest parade, our treasured island. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes one of our classic fire trucks from the city of Newport Beach. Fire engine number 1 with Chip Duncan.
Yes. So I'll wave to Chip Duncan and thank our walkers that carry our banners. No, it did not pass the smog test, but don't ask me any more questions.
Thank you so much, you guys, for all of your help and your service here to our community. Paramedics, thank you guys again.
Yes, they do a wonderful job. And here comes our Grand Marshal. Our Grand Marshal this year is Al Larson, joined by his wife, Senya. Al is a World War II Air Force veteran. And
Wow, it sounds like the Keystone Cops are here.
that's
Maria.
right, the Keystone Cops are here. Here they are. And I wonder who they're giving trouble to today. Wow.
It looks like somebody that knows you is on the side of that car.
Yes, that one on this side with the real mustache.
Yes?
I keep him in line.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Making eyes at you, Marianne?
Yes, he is.
That is Marianne McDaniel's husband. Thank
Yes,
you.
Mr. Earl McDaniel. And on the far side, we have Mr. Steve Bromberg. And we have Lloyd Eichert inside the car. It's wonderful. They are our very own Keystone Cops. Born and bred on this island.
Good job, Steve.
Born and bred on Balboa Island. That's a statement for sure. Well, next up, Marianne, it is the Balboa Island Bachelors. Now, these guys have been around the island for years and years, and of course, always wearing aloha shirts to bring happiness and fun to all of us, playing all brass instruments. Here they are.
And here is our entrance dedicated to Sue Olsen. As I was telling you, she was a member of our team, and we lost her this year. And these are her girls. So everybody say hi. And here we come. The Grand Marshal is Bill Stewart, and he's a World War II vet, and we're so glad to have him. Bill, an Air Force veteran, served the great nation in both World War II and the Korean War. Bill is the youngest known World War II veteran, 90 years old.
Well, thank you, Bill, for being in the parade today.
Bill created the Veterans History Project at the Balboa Island Museum. And there are some veterans of Balboa Island right here. I recognize Al Larson. Hi, Al. Nice to see you. My neighbor. And his lovely wife, Sunny. And I don't know, is that a half track? What is that?
Amphibious Jeep.
It's an amphibious Jeep. From World War II. Oh. Okay.
Next up is I'm going to make this correct. Kuchia Cafe. And you would get that mobile espresso bar. Thanks for joining us. And of course, this is powered by veterans, which makes it just great to be in our parade today.
The firefight.
Yes, that was it.
And here we come with Rebuilding America's Warriors. What a wonderful group this is. They were founded by Dr. Norman Leaf of Balboa Island, who's driving the Foundation's 2015 special edition. Jeep Wrangler. The Jeep features a custom-wrapped banner honoring our military, Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force, and Coast Guard.
Next is a tribute to the great surf king of surf guitar, Dick Dale and his Deltones. Of course, Dick Dale was here for years. The vehicle is carrying the poster in memory of Dick Dale, and it's Andrea Kane's 1956 Thunderbird Convertible.
And we have Michelle Bartow, trustee of Newport Mesa Unified School District, driven by Pat Leventhal. Now we have a little break in our parade.
I'll tell those...
I see we're getting the College Park Elementary School Band.
For this year, the parade band is College Park's Surfin' USA with the Beach Boys. That's their theme. And look at these youngsters. Let's listen to them play.
The Balboa Island Yacht Club. Wow, look at those great kids.
Do you know, Marianne, this is the only kid-operated yacht club in the world. And of course, it's right here on famous Balboa Island.
It's 98 years old. The Balboa Island Summer Camp run by the kids. The kids get together each summer and do races and make friends, and everything is organized and run by the kids themselves. You just said that, didn't you?
Yes, thank you. We want to introduce our Newport Beach Harbor Master, Kurt Borsting. Kurt, thank you for being here in that fantastic Carmen Gia. Thank you for being with us.
Kurt Borsting.
Next up in the parade is the Offshore Outrigger Canoe Club. The Offshore Canoe Club is located at Baby Beach at 1901 Bayside Drive in Corona del Mar. They've been a club since 1981. The Offshore Outrigger Canoe Club. To tell you about some of our sponsors, we want to thank Lido House, Phillips Auto, Abrams Properties, and of course the City of Newport Beach, plus many others. If you will check, you'll see Wilma's Patios, 501 Park, and several others that we want to thank for being our sponsors.
Next we have Newport Harbor Spirit Group. Includes Newport Harbor High School Pep Squad and Ensign Cheer Team. Newport Harbor High School Sailor Marching Regiment is coming up.
Thank you, ladies. Well, right behind it, Marianne, is Newport Harbor High School Sailor Marching Regiment. Tell us about that.
Well, the director is Linda Makata, and today the Sailor Marching Regiment is playing Manhattan Beach by John Philip Sousa. They are also performing Uptown Park with lyrics by Bruno Mars and arranged by Victor Lopez. Aren't they great? What a wonderful looking group.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Newport Harbor High School, it's the prep squad and the high school sailor marching regiment directed by Linda. Thank you, Linda.
And now coming up right in front of us is our Orange County Supervisor for District 2, Michelle Steele. We're so glad to have her in the parade. What a great job. And she's the vice chair this year. Oh, and she's giving Lloyd candy for me. Give Earl candy for me.
Yeah, there you go. Michelle is riding in the official pace car, the 78th
Thank you for coming, Michelle.
Indianapolis 500. This car was the pace car in 1994. Thank you again. Oh, good, you got some candy. Please.
Inside the 1936 English Ford truck for dogs is David's grandson, Bradley Stone, the fourth. David's daughter and her two dogs. Look at those dogs, aren't they great? The Southern California Special Olympics athletes, led by Mary Elaine Herbert. Here are some Special Olympians and the medals they've won. They have been a participant in the Balboa Island Parade for over 10 years. These young men and women represent Southern California Special Olympics. They are proudly wearing what they received from competing in bowling, track, and field. Give them a big hand.
Well, next up, Marianne, is the Newport Beach Police Deputy Chief, Jay Short, and his wife, Sherry. Jay is riding today in Evan Kirshner's Hummer with the bright lights on the front. Thank you both for joining us in the parade, and it looks like some of your youngsters in the back as well, having fun.
Are those tomatoes you're throwing?
Now, here is a classic restored by a good friend of ours. This is a 1951 Ford Newport Beach police car with the actual badging of the 1951 Newport Beach Police Department. This car was painstakingly restored by Lloyd Eichart and donated to the Newport Beach Police Department. Lloyd, wave both hands in the air so everybody at home can see you on TV. Thank you so much for your donation for us today.
And then we have the 1929 Ford Woody Paddy Wagon.
Boy, that's a classic, that's for sure. It looks like it's a 29 or a 27 that's coming by, and it says "To Bucket" right on the side with the two American flags celebrating our treasured island.
Now, I thank you for coming, Don. That's wonderful to have you. And let me see.
Ladies and gentlemen, once
His
again,
lovely wife, Marilyn.
thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Our Orange County Sheriff, Don Barnes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the California and Victoria School Band, directed by Nick St. Royal. This is an elementary school band, and they're playing the Mickey Mouse Parade song. Just perfect for us. Once again, California and Victoria School Band combined. Thank you, Nick, for putting this together for us. Well, next up, riding in a MGTD is the Balboa Island Museum and Historical Society. Thank you, and if none of you have had the opportunity yet, please be sure and visit our new Balboa Island Museum, located just halfway down the block on the left side of the announcement podium.
Look at the pirates there.
Oh my gosh,
Jerry Bigelow is driving a 1971 red VW convertible with his wife Beverly at his side. Riding along with them are Sue Sibley, Chris McLennan, and Luis Sanchez.
Sue schedules the docents and Chris manages the store.
Okay, and I want to call your attention to our next entry, the City of Newport Beach Public Works. They weren't to be outdone. They said they're going to be in our parade too.
Well, they do all the work.
Yeah, don't move any houses while you're here, guys. Don't move the houses.
That really is a deer truck here.
Thank you for coming.
It's a John Deere as well. Also, Marianne, we'd like to welcome the City of Newport Beach Utilities Department. Members of the department are riding in a big yellow backhoe modified as a float. And look at this. Here's one of our new pumps for protecting Balboa Island from high tides.
We're lucky to have that too. They used to, I don't know if it's automated, but they used to come on the island twice a day to turn the handles for the
and
water.
Open and close the
open
pumps.
and close the pumps.
Well, they are greatly improved now. And who is this, Marianne?
The Balboa Island, led by Coordinator Gene Beckus, Labrador Retrievers and their families from the Orange County. Balboa Island, that's Balboa with an L, Balboa Island Labradors who love playing with their families and their canine companions. Labrador Rescue Group. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next we have the Calistads, that's Larry and Pam, for those of you who don't know. But I have to tell you, they always do a wonderful float in the parade, but they also work on the parade. We have parade meetings usually weekly, and the parade meetings go on for over 6 months to put this parade together. And Larry and Pam never miss one. They're great.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, in a 2003 Ford Thunderbird driven by Tom Johnson is the publisher of Stu's News right here in Newport Beach. Also, Lana Johnson, the editor, is along with Tom. Stu's News Newport, all the local news for Newport Beach. Right behind them, of course, is the Retros. This is a classic four-piece band. As many of you know, I was fortunate to play surf music in the 60s with the Bel Airs and the Challengers, and the Retros are bringing that great music back again. Lead guitar and vocals, Joey on bass. We have Don on guitars and vocals, Scott, and of course on drums, Ron.
The best. They're just great. And here's this lovely group again.
This group is the Naranja Nation Indian Princesses. Naranja, of course, meaning orange, or Orange County. It's led by Chief of Chiefs, Tom Stinking Dragon Nicholson, and incoming Chief of Chiefs, Christian Hungry Bear Walsh. This is a great father-daughter organization for 5 to 12-year-olds, and they have monthly tribal events and campouts. Thank you to the Naranja Nation Indian Princesses.
And next up we have Onyx Avenue. Boy, is that beautiful. If you can imagine all the work they go through to make their golf cart into a sailing ship.
It's a treasure ship.
A treasure ship, a pirate ship.
A pirate ship. Arr, matey.
Angelo Fuentes and his wife Maria Elena in their decorated golf cart. With them are daughters Melissa and husband Pat, who live on Amethyst, and grandchildren Nico and Evan, who helped design the float. They were assisted by Minnie Onyx Avenue.
And there's a great sign on the side, Marianne, for the folks watching at home. It says, if I've gone missing, you can find me on Balboa Island.
Now I know who this group is.
Who is this, Marianne?
This is the Golden Retrievers, the best dogs ever. Coordinated by Bill Clark, the Goldens have been in the parade every year since the beginning. All Golden Retrievers are sweet, smart, calm, loving, and they love tennis, as you know, tennis balls. This is the 150th anniversary of the breed, which originated in Scotland. Thank you for coming.
Do you know, I want to mention, Marianne, just before we have doggy walk, that Captain Jack Sparrow and Jack Callahan are still keeping us going here in the parade.
Doggy walk bags, bright blue and they smell so good. Doggy walk bags, bright blue and they smell so good. Doggy walk bags for a big dog or little pup. Doggy walk bags, our business is picking up.
Thank you, Rick Sherman, who actually wrote that song.
We build a prize-winning sandcastle with lots of fun and no hassle. Visit sandcastleKit.com.
We also want to recognize Johnny Depp. Thank you, Johnny, for coming down today and being with us on the island. It was gracious of you to take time out of your busy schedule to join us today.
Captain Jack Sparrow, eh? Good to see all of you today. Let's hear it for Coconut Jack, eh?
Next up, we have our Corona Del Mar High School drumline. And the director is Val Jabora, drum instructor Mark Young.
Marianne, I want to tell you about Spa Gregory's, led by Angela Cartwright. Angela has participated in this parade for years and years. Spa Gregory's is a hidden treasure that has been around for 20 years. The spa is voted the best day spa by the American Spa magazine, and it is great, located right up at the Big Edwards Newport theaters. Thank you again to Spa Gregory's and their bathrobes for the day. Well, you know, we have a Lobster Fest in Newport Beach all the time, and this year it is the 11th annual Lobster Fest, which will feature whole Maine lobsters cooked on site New England style with red potatoes, corn on the cob. The Lido the Lobster is leading us off here.
And here's Lido, take a bow. There he is.
The Lobster Fest is at the Newport Civic Green. That's the new center for all of our programs, the library, everything is there. It will be Sunday, August 11th from 2 to 7 p.m.
Next, we have up the Solid Hip Hop Dance Crew. J.R. Rubenstein. This group performs at Angel Stadium, Staples Center, and more. Look at these great dancers here. Solid Hip Hop's open for 16 years with 4 locations.
Solid Hip Hop is celebrating 15 years as hip hop dancers and partying.
They have locations in Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, Laguna, Nigel, and Anaheim.
This is located in the Fun Zone, and it's called California Ice Cream and Coffee. Thank you for celebrating today. Everyone wave to the Cora, the California cow.
Yay, Cora!
Thank you. Here's the Salty Dog. This is a great group of people all dressed up in their treasures of Newport, Salty Dogs of Balboa's Treasured Island, the Big Dog Cart. These custom carts have been specially designed to help mobility challenged and injured large breed dogs. And we want to thank them for taking care of these lovely dogs. Again, the Balboa Island Salty Dogs.
Thank you very much. And look at how sweet these dogs are. They know how much this organization has done for them, and they're very grateful, you can tell. Okay. 53. Is that Philip?
Next up is Paradise Paddle. This is kayak rentals sponsored by Phillips and Paradise Paddle. We want to thank everybody and thank them for celebrating today in our parade. Aloha and mahalo. The Balboa Island Boatniks. These guys are playing ukulele. They're dads and sons and just local boys. Performing today are Matt, Chris, Tony, and Alex, along with Chris Cruttenden as well. It's a great ukulele group, the Balboa Island Boatniks.
Next up is Island Girls. Island Life for Me. The golf cart is driven by Linda Martin, joined by passengers Jill Adams, Sue Savory, and Debbie Lothar. We are a group of 34 fun Balboa Island ladies who enjoy meetings at each other's homes 5 times a year for dinner and socializing. Founded by Lorraine Kent and Gail, our own Gail Vasterling.
Well, next up, Marianne, is the Newport Beach Hawaiian Lions. They have celebrated in this parade with us every year, and we thank them for being here today. The Newport Beach Hawaiians Lions Club is a local service organization supporting Chalk Hospital, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, the City of Hope, and our military based at Point Loma in Oceanside, plus many others. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aloha's Newport Beach Hawaiian Lions Club. Aloha and mahalo, the Newport Beach Hawaiian Lions Club. And also, we want to thank our little dancers in the back.
A special thank you to Sally Knockhold, who is here every year and does a wonderful job. Thank you, Sally. Thank you. And if y'all take a look at the little folks in the back, they are so cute. There's even a little tiny one in the way back in her outfit. I saw her earlier. Is that the cutest thing? Thank you, girls. You're doing a wonderful job.
Boy, I feel like I'm right in the islands. But of course we are.
We are.
Balboa Island.
Best island ever.
As our Newport Beach Council comes together, I want to thank all of you who have been sending in texts and phone messages watching us on the East Coast. I know the weather is pretty tough back there. We got a nice message from Massachusetts saying how much they're enjoying the parade today as we broadcast live throughout
And
the
another
United States
from
and around the world.
Arkansas saying how jealous they are of our weather.
Yeah, exactly
But
right.
we're doing. Next, we have the Newport Beach City Council. We're very proud of our councilman.
Right off the bat, Marianne, it's wonderful to introduce Brad Avery from District 2. Thank you, Brad, for being with us today. We're riding in a true hot rod classic. That is beautiful. Now, it says that we're looking at a Falcon, but we know that that is a highly modified Ford Falcon. It's a 51 Chevrolet convertible that is a true classic car and beautifully redone.
It's
Thank you.
just beautiful. I want to know how you made that out of a Falcon. Next up, we have City Council member Kevin Muldoon. Muldoon, sorry. Kevin is joined by his wife, Heather, son Canada, riding in James Gill's 1967 Ford Mustang. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for coming. Very nice.
Following right behind Kevin is
Our own
Jeff Herdman.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff is representing Balboa Island, and Jeff is joined by his wife, Sally. They're riding in Malcolm Phillips. Sally is waving to us. That's it. Yeah.
And next we have up Newport City Council member Joy Renner from District 6. Joy is joined by her grandchildren. There's a helper in the driver's seat. One of the cutest helpers I've ever seen. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy Brenner. District 6. Next up is City Council member Will O'Neill from District 7. And by the way, Will is the Mayor Pro Tem. He's riding in Scott Cunningham's 1954 Packard Caribbean. Thank you, Will, our Mayor Pro Tem.
And he is joined by his wife Jenny, daughter Aubrey, and son Sean.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who has been very special to Newport Beach, a councilwoman, former mayor, and current mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, Diane Dixon. Diane is riding in a 1953 Packard Caribbean owned by Nick Farrow and driven by Bob Escalante. Accompanying Diane are her grandchildren, Will and Bradley Gooding, and Piper.
Thanks for coming, Diane. We love having you.
The mayor of the city of Newport
Children are
Beach,
just gorgeous.
Diane Dixon. Well, next up, right behind Diane, is the Costa Mesa High School drumline, led by Director Yvette Callender. The Costa Mesa High School Mustang drumline joins us again for their fourth appearance.
I think we're being stopped for some reason. I see a young lady that's being arrested by the Keystone Cops here.
Oh, no.
Oh. Yes, let's see what's going on.
Do you know, I'll tell you that these hardworking students work to complete the American Drumline Association regional competitions, and we thank them again for being in our parade for the fourth annual time.
I think she just got off with a warning. Was that right, Steve?
Excellent.
Just a warning. Boy, we're lucky you didn't have to cuff her. And next up we have the Irvine Ranch Market on Balboa Island. The entire Balboa Island community is excited, and we can't wait for Irvine Ranch Market to open this fall. Representing them today are owner David, Robin, and their son Ryan. Electric Bike Company team led by Jolia Kalla and Paul Mullen. Representing Electric Bike Company are 4 bikes. Actually, I think that's 5.5. 5 bikes, and there's all different models.
Boy, I like this one, Mary Ann. This is a true treasure chest right on the front of this 1965 Ford Mustang, owned and driven by Bob Valerie. We want to thank Bob for participating and decorating that car for our treasured island today. Thank you, Bob.
And next up, we have a combined bands of the mighty Marlin Mariners, Pomeranian Panthers, and Sonora Eagles elementary schools. Music director Tamara Fairbanks of Mighty Marlins, Suzanne Rivera of Pomeranian Panthers, and Janine Jones of Sonora Eagles. The band today is performing Attack of the Garden Gnomes. And remember, these children are all like 12 or less. I mean, isn't that amazing? Could you play an instrument when you were 12?
I did.
Did you? What'd you play?
I played piano primarily, but then I did play saxophone in high school. So I can relate to this marching band.
I played spoons.
You did?
Yes.
How fun. Coming up next in a 1951 Chevy 5-window short bed pickup with a 383 stroker engine. That's for you hot rod fans. Please welcome Dennis Proud, joining our parade today with his pirate flag. This pickup is owned and driven by Dennis, and Dennis is accompanied by his grandchildren. They are Ryder, Jude, Megan, Wyatt, Mari, Alvy, and Stella. Thank you so much for
And Dennis is in our parade every year. We're so happy to have him. 26 years. Is that amazing?
That's 26 out of 26.
Yes, that's true. And next up, we have Nancy Johnson's horses. 3 horses. These horses participated in parades around Southern California annually. Nancy's horse is a Tennessee Walker. Beautiful. And Steve Frederick's horse was a racing quarter horse. Andrea Alexander is riding a rescued Mustang. That is wonderful. They're just beautiful. If you or your kids want to see the horses up close and personal, they will be in Nancy's carport corner of Onyx and Park, behind Coldwell Banker's office.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mary Ann is going to tell you about our BPOE Lodge.
Of course, that means, hi Marilee, that means Newport Harbor Elks Lodge, the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks, coordinated by Angela Anderson. The members of the lodge are still in good spirits even though the pirate ship has sunk. In addition to Elks members and their families walking today, we have the newest member of the lodge, the Antler Youth Group. Elks in Newport Harbor are active with programs to recognize veterans, military, and their families. Last year, Elks of California raised over $3 million to support disabled children. Now that's some pirate's loot. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Look at this great treasure chest to go along with it. Next up is a 1927 Ford Model T 4-door touring car. 1927 marked the final year for the famous Ford Model T. What a horn. It's
That's
the
great.
15th million Ford, and today it's driven by the Crowell family collection.
This is a portion of the Crowell family collection.
That's right.
We also have the 1923 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost Oxford touring car. Is that an automobile? Look closely at that.
That is quite
Has
a
the
touring
Flying
car.
Lady on the front. It's just beautiful. It was produced in Springfield, Massachusetts. This vehicle was given to President Wilson after leaving office by a group of supporters as recognition of his leadership and contribution during his presidency.
We sure want to
Thank you, Crowells. You're so thoughtful to bring those out.
Next up, Mary Ann, we have the Kiwanis of Newport Beach and Corona Del Mar, led by Bob Miller. We have the Pedigo bicycles. The members are riding from the Kiwanis of Newport Beach electric bicycles led by Jeff, and Pedigo is located on Coast Highway in Corona del Mar. Thank you for joining us in the parade today.
Kiwanis is another wonderful organization that does so much for people. You know, it's great to have them, you know, in the community.
Well, here's another one of the great marching bands that we get every year. This is the Davis Magnet School Band, directed by Thomas Shavinsky. The band is comprised of 9 to 12-year-old students. Let's take a listen and enjoy this marching band. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, representing the 48th District of California, please welcome Harvey Ruda. Harvey is enjoying his parade with his lovely wife, Karia, and we thank his entire group and family for being with us today. U.S. Congressman Harley Ruda.
Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie Norris, California State Assembly 74th District. Accompanied this Assemblywoman are her husband Colin and sons Dylan, Hayden, and their rescue dog Flounder.
Next up is one of my favorite state senators, ladies and gentlemen, John Morlock, District 37. John, great to see you today. It is I'm happy to see you. Thank you so much for being with us. Our state senator, John Morlock, thank you so much for being in our parade today.
And this is Pearl Avenue. Pearl Avenue, Pearl's Treasures of the Seal. Friends of Pearl Avenue, celebrate two treasured subjects, neighbors and of course pearls. These are all Pearl Avenue.
Boy, look at this, Marianne. 4 complete golf carts celebrating Pearl Avenue, and boy, they are beautiful. Wow. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
I think Pearl Avenue went above and beyond. Thank you so much. You've got Larry the Lobster up there.
The fabulous Nomad Surf Band.
Hey, everybody, say hi to Scott. Hey, Phil. Hey, Drew. Hey, Jimmy Z. Mr. Kit Charlton. Kit, show what you do, baby.
The Nomads have participated in our band and our Balboa Island parade for years and years, and we sure thank them for being with us today once again.
Isn't that Tracy Longstreth on drums? Now let's hear a little Tracy Longstreth on the drum. All right, Tracy. Hey. Tracy.
is James Nelson, Bruce Nelson, and Ann Nelson. And I have to say, James was in the very first Balboa Island Parade 26 years ago as a little kid. And here's the rest of the people from the club, the Republican Women's Club. Look at all of their dancing. Hi, Diane, Lisa. Good to see all of you. Thank you for coming out. That's great. So they have great informative meetings once a month with wonderful speakers. Wonderful speakers. Thank you for coming.
Next up, Marianne, is our Chamber of Commerce with our leader, Steve Rosansky.
Hi, Steve.
And he's riding in Ray Lewis 1970 Jaguar XKE.
Nice car.
Steve, thank you so much for being with us today and joining us representing the Chamber of Commerce right here in Newport Beach.
And next up, we have a group that is very close to my heart because I own one, the Poodles. Take a look at these little guys, the big guys, little guys, and a purple and white one. Wow, and a pink. They're great dogs. They're just great dogs. They're so loving and they're so smart.
Well, I'll tell you, Marianne, these are the fanciest poodles I think I have ever seen. Of course, only on Balboa Island, right?
Yes, they're wonderful. Thank you for bringing them out. And look at how well behaved they are. They're much better behaved than the Keystone Cops.
Next up is a 1971 Plymouth Hemi-Cuda. This is from the Cyclist Bike Shop, and we thank you for joining us in the parade today in that car that will do at least 100 miles an hour. The Cyclist Bike Shop.
Yeah. And there's the 2008 Chevy van and the Beach Cruiser bicycle riders from the Cyclist and Be Cool Bikes. The riders are John Monique Marconi and friends. Thank you all for coming out.
The Cyclist is located on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, and of course, bicycle sales, service, and they do have the electric bikes as well. The Cyclist. Wow, nice participation today.
And next we have a wonderful group. It's a group of young men and from the Newport Beach chapter of DeMolay International, and the Masonic Youth and Bethel number 157 from Newport Beach, Job's Daughters. They raise money for the Shriners Hospital in Los Angeles. They do wonderful work, and it's a wonderful organization for young men and young girls to learn a very good code of ethics. We're very proud to have them in the parade this year. Thank you for coming. And Jim, the 1965 Chevrolet Impala is driven by Bob LaCourse. Bob is joined by Colin Kermode, Miss Zoe Diaz, and who is the honored queen of the Bethel 157. I was a Job's daughter.
There you go. Well, there's no doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the marching band of the University of Southern California, USC. Very special thanks to Gary Jennison and the Friends for coordinating this group and bringing them to Balboa Island. Marching Band and Song Girls. They are led by their band director, Dr. Arthur C. Bartner. And Dr. Bartner has been at USC for 50 years. Thank you so much for being in our parade once again today. Go Trojans! Next up is the Modern Day Song Team, the Spirit Award. The Pep Squad is showing school spirit and pride, led by leader Aubrey Price. Thank you to Modern Day for being in our parade today with your song team.
And next up, we have Donald Rapinski, the land sailor, a sailcraft with wheels. Don is joined by Zane Day. And I know who the two little folks are, but they're really cute.
Next up, an island classic. This is Sugar and Spice, the original frozen banana. Since 1945, right here on Balboa Island, long before most of us were born, frozen bananas were happening right here on our treasured island. Just great. Thank you for being in the parade again, and what a nice thing to have here on Balboa Island.
And next up, Jim, we have the Pomeranians.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you have to look real carefully because they're so little, but they're so cute. Look at these little things. Everything packaged in that little tiny body. They're just real lovers, and they're sweet and just wonderful little dogs. And they're so good to let everybody dress them up in those costumes. They're just great. Thank you for bringing them out. They're very cute.
We have had a nice parade of dogs this year,
Yes,
Marianne.
beautiful. Oh, they're
The
just
Poodles,
beautiful.
the Labradors, and now the Pomeranians. Oh, they're just great. Well, I do have to say that the weather has been wonderful for our parade today. Not too sunny, not too cold, not too rainy, just right.
I see back there in the back, Jim, a pirate Pomeranian. Is that cute?
A pirate Pomeranian. Wow.
Yes. A little pirate. Thank you all. Oh, look at there. Uh-oh, should we have some royal music?
Yes, some royal music. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, the King and Queen of Rodonda. The King and Queen of Rodonda are Michael and Barbara Lawler and their royal entourage. Joining the King are Miss Balboa Island, Princess Elia McLeod, and Miss Rodonda, Princess Melanie Callahan. Ladies and gentlemen, the King and Queen of Rodonda, riding in a beautiful Bentley that they brought all the way from the island of Rodonda.
And
Thank you, Michael.
Notice their Secret Service men with them.
Well, they have to be protected because they're
That's
so
right.
very special and select.
Right. There have been uprisings on Rodonda, in Rodonda.
There have been.
Yeah.
Listen, I have to come out here for just a moment and ask Captain Jack Sparrow, come on over here. Thank you, Captain Jack. Tell me how you're enjoying the parade up to this point.
You know, of all the parades I've ever been to, this is the best one I've ever been to. You're all so fabulous. You're all so accommodating to all the amazing guests. Let's hear it for yourselves for coming out.
Thank you, Captain Jack. Johnny Depp, ladies and gentlemen. Our leader for the parade for years and years, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jack Callahan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're so glad you're here. We love Balboa Island. We love doing this. We especially love the fact that you are all here joining us. We do it for the family. We do it for our friends. It's a great way to kick off summer. Thank you all for being here. You make the parade.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank Bill Edwards for that great song, accompanied by Rick Sherman. Thank you, gentlemen.
And that was to introduce our wonderful Noble Cause. And the Noble Cause Foundation, Cornel Ilescu, and he is the gentleman right here in front of us. And who's he brought with us to? Oh, Douglas MacArthur. You said you'd come back, didn't you? Yeah, hi.
He did return, that's for sure. Well, there'll be an entire convoy here, Mary Ann, and presenting the military vehicles from World War II, Korea, and the Vietnam War is first the Jeep right up there in the front that we're all so familiar with. And then, of course, the classic military vehicles that all of us have seen in the movies, and then here on Balboa Island. Jeep number 2 is honoring veteran Bud Salisbury, a combat paratrooper in Vietnam who came home on a stretcher to his wife Connie. And then Jeep number 3, of course, is a 1944 WC-52, of course with General Douglas MacArthur, portrayed by Robert Tidwell. And now, the Glenn Miller National Anthem. Well, there we go. Rick Sherman is helping us while they get the electronics ready. that went right into it. Perfect. Almost. Thank you, Rick Sherman, for picking that up for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Rick Sherman, for helping us with that. And we'll move right along, and thanks to our swing dancers as well.
Yes. Thank you. And look at some of these beautiful vehicles. We've got a 1944 Jeep, the one with Douglas MacArthur. We have...
Hello there, Balboa Island.
These are some amazing vehicles. We want to thank the Harmonettes from Vista, California for portraying the Andrews sisters, although they didn't get to sing, but we sure want to thank the Noble Cause Foundation for being with us again. Here's a World War II ambulance as well in the group.
And this whole group is brought to you by Noble Cause. They're in our parade every year. Wonderful group. And last year, when Cornell turned 80, he was doing the jitterbug out there, you wouldn't believe.
That's for sure.
Now next I want to mention the Byers family. They're in the 1954 Ford 100 newly rebuilt and in the family for 35 years. Dan bought this truck in 1982 for $50 and it had no engine or transmission and had been wrecked. During his high school years, he rebuilt the truck and used it daily.
Coming up next in a classic car is the Harrison Group's Seven Gables Real Estate. Thank you both. What a nicely covered car. Yeah, that's great. Really fun. Next is R.D. Olsen driving his 56 Jaguar. Thank you, Bob, for being here today. R.D. Olsen, one of our generous parade sponsors. And it looks like he's got that classic car in perfect condition. Wow. Look out. Who's this, Marianne?
Hold on just a second and I'll let you know that's Mitch Morrison. Hi, Mitch. If you can get a very close look at the gas tank on there, on this side, it has something from 9/11, and on the other side, it's got another completely different view of 9/11, and it's just beautiful. What a beautiful bike. And
Mitch and his son Reed are on that beautiful American motorcycle, and the ride begins in San Diego and it lasts 7 days, 11 days rather, and that ride ends at Ground Zero in New York. Thank you.
And who's up next, Jim?
Well, I want to tell you, this is one of my favorite groups, the Patio Chair Drill Team.
You know, I had heard that they were dieting, but look at the one on the top there.
Well, that's a pretty good-looking pirate diet to me. They have their own banner, their own golf cart, and they are really special for participating year after year.
This is the 19th year appearance of the Patio Chair Drill Team. It was copyrighted and owned by Mary D. Banis and her husband Pat.
Beautiful choreography, and isn't this fun?
Look how cute.
I see Casey out there, and Sue Padani, and probably some other girls you know.
And yes, Meredith, Diane, Wendy, Patty.
You ladies are outstanding.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much.
The Patio Chair Drill Team.
Thank you again. You guys do just a great job.
Well, next up, Marianne, it's the Waltz Group Premier Veteran Recruiting Firm. Thank you for being in our parade today. We so appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. And of course, leading us next is the Irrelevant Week, Mr. Irrelevant himself. And it is the Costa Mesa Cheer.
Jim, this is the Costa Mesa cheer team, winner of 2 national titles in this past year. Mr. Irrelevant is Paul Salata.
You know, Paul has done this event for so many years, it's hard to believe. And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Irrelevant is the last person to be recruited in the NFL draft. And this year, just to make him feel great, Caleb Wilson from the UCLA Bruins was selected as the last person directed in the NFL draft this year by the Arizona Cardinals. Come and join the fun for Irrelevant Week. And thank you, Paul Salata, for carrying on this tradition.
You know, Jim, I think that's the end of the parade.
Well,
and we have a wonderful after party for those of you that like music down at the end of the street. We're going to have live music, and you'll recognize a lot of the people playing.
It'll be a great fun. Ladies and gentlemen, the sign says, follow us to the after parade. And I want to take this moment to thank you, Marianne McDaniels, for joining us today. Thanks again for joining us for the 26th annual Our Treasured Island Balboa Island Parade. Bye-bye until next year. We'll see you then.
Well done.